Hey, glad you can make it. You're just in time for me to show you this experiment. For this, I need to put on my smart glasses. That's better, right?
Bugger, that was good.
Anyway, we have this grisaille, which is a grayscale painting that I just painted. It's actually dry, it's done with acrylic, and I'm going to show you how to actually get more depth. This experiment, it's not anything new for a lot of artists. They've been doing it since around the 1500s. Da Vinci was really big with this, so was Michelangelo, even Picasso. So, but it's not something that most people usually do today. It's not a new technique, but it's newer for me and a lot of more modern day artists. This is actually a grayscale. It's a grayscale painting that a lot of people call grisaille. So basically, it's gray tones with their black and white picture, and then they paint over top of it with a transparent paint. So we're going to show you, or I'm going to show you, how this actually works and the benefits of it. To do this right, I need to put on my smart glasses, just in case, whatever I can do to help. So anyway, grisaille. Grisaille is a grayscale painting. We want to go beyond the grayscale. After you get the grayscale, the benefit of this is it shows you lights and darks and depths. And the other part is when you're trying to do paintings in color, sometimes you don't see the depth. So a lot of your colors end up being the same shade. So if you do a grayscale like this, you're going to get some really nice bright brights and some really nice dark darks. Then you could go ahead and add the color after the fact. Not bad.
That's powerful.
Alright. So, let's go ahead and start. First of all, to make this work properly, we need to go ahead and start with a particular paint. Can't use just any old paint, because if you put an opaque paint on this, it's just going to cover over top like you're painting a wall. So we want to do transparent paint. Well, how do you know if you have transparent paint? If you look, this is Winton oil paint. Sorry, Winsor and Newton. This is Winsor and Newton oil paint. If you turn this around on the back side, let's see if you could see this. Right there. All right. You see a little square that's empty. There's nothing in it. As opposed to this one, where you see a little square that's actually all filled. The empty square just means it's transparent. Sometimes you'll see a line through it, which means it's semi-transparent. So in this case, this is transparent paint, and it's Phthalo Blue by Winsor and Newton. Almost forgot. All right. So first, I'm just going to grab a 1-inch brush. Use a little linseed oil, and we're going to go ahead and put it on all over the top part here. Just a thin coat. And we're doing this because I want this paint to go on nice and thin, so it puts on just a thin layer of the transparent coat. Put it down here too. I'm just going to grab a paper towel, and again, I don't want a whole lot on here because then it makes it even rougher. So I'm just going to wipe this down a little. And the nice part about painting oil over top of an acrylic base, this dries a lot faster. So if this was oil paint, I'd have to wait for all this to dry before I could get to this point. This actually can take you 15 minutes, half hour, maybe even an hour, but it dries well within an hour. Oil paint, you could be waiting days before you have to get to this point. So, strongly recommend acrylics. for the base, for the grayscale. Now because we're just doing a limited glaze today, I'm just going to use my phthalo blue, the stuff we showed you, or I showed you a few minutes ago. I'm just going to put that on the palette, and we're not going to need a whole lot. I want to do the sky, and what you're going to notice is the light part will actually still shine through, and it's going to be brighter than the darker parts. So let's go ahead and we'll take a 2-inch brush, just dip it in, get a little bit on there, and lightly go over the painting. Put the palette down so I can see what I'm doing. Now, probably have a little bit too much on there. So just going to go back to the oil here. And then to the paper towel. So now it's got a light coat of the blue on it. It's got a light haze, so you can still see all the stuff in the background. This is actually referred to as glazing. Now you could go ahead and put other colors over top of it. So if you mix it with yellow, of course it's going to show green, which is kind of interesting. And that's just from the light reflection because of the transparency. So in this case, if I want to add more blue, all I got to do is go back and cover it again with a little bit more blue. Now the old masters used to take their paintings like Mona Lisa and actually go ahead and do multiple layers over and over and over to get the vibrancy that they were looking for. Also, when the light shines through the paint, it actually shines through to the background and actually reflects back and gives it a really brilliant looking painting. Gives it a brilliant look, which is outstanding. And it's something you really can't achieve from just doing opaque painting. So just a different technique that you could go ahead and use on your any work that you do. You could do it on landscapes, portraits, whatever you like. Give it a try and let me know what you think. And I hope you learned something. If you did like the painting, just give a thumbs up and let me know what else you'd like to see. Alright, so, whoops. We have the blue sky. What else can we do? Let's go ahead and grab another transparent paint. And this is actually Winsor & Newton as well. And it's phthalo green. So we're just going to use a little bit. There we go. On the palette. Try not to drop this. And I'll mix this up a little bit. We want to do some of the ocean water right here with the green. And again, we'll just do it really light, a little back here. Another paper towel. So the benefit too is you can still see a lot of the detail in there. go back to the blue. And let's prepare for a little bit more oil. So this is just linseed oil. Comes in a cute little package. It's artist grade linseed oil. I bought this at Michael's. Any art store should have it. So it actually is great when you're using it for oil painting. So it thins the paints down and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and grab a little bit of oil and just put it down here. Now, of course, you could still paint over top of this with opaque oil paints, but in this case, I don't want to do that yet. We just want to get this going, just darker. Make sure you have these. Some people use a better towel or a paper towel of sorts. It's actually a microfiber. In this case, this for me is fine. They're cheaper too. Okay. And again, wipe this off. So I hope you can see a little bit of the green through here, the blue up through here. This is still phthalo blue and phthalo green. Now if you want to go ahead and make the color lighter, you can. It's a little trickier because titanium white, which a lot of people actually use, which is a great oil painting color, is very opaque. So you could get something like zinc white, and the zinc is actually more transparent. So you can mix it in with these other colors and it lightens it up. But again, artists notoriously experiment. So we experiment to see if it actually works for you. And if it doesn't, fortunately you could easily wipe it off and start over. So thank you very much for being here today. Hope you learned a whole lot. If you did, give me a good thumbs up and a like. I would totally appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. Take these off now. You guys keep doing what you're doing, and I'm going to continue to work on this.